So thank you so much for that, Alan. And I'm really looking forward to this. And okay, we're just about going live on YouTube now. And then I will just sort of introduce things and then turn it over to you, Eleanor. All right, I believe we're live on YouTube now. Welcome. This is the Instant Shakespeare Company. My name is Paul Sugarman. I'm the founder of the Instant Shakespeare Company. And tonight we're offering something very special. We're doing a reading of Liz Estrada, play by Alan Huffstutter. Huffstutter, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, for an update of Aristophanes' Greek classic. And Alan, I mean, we'll have a little discussion afterwards. Is there anything you want to say before we get started, or?
No, not really. Just turn it over to the actors.
Okay. All right. Well, then let me turn it over to the Playmaster, Eleanor Elizabeth Forman, who's the one who really advocated for this and got us to do this. And so if there's anything you want to say before we get started, Eleanor, and what we'll also do is probably then you can call out each person so they can introduce them, what character they're playing, and then they can stop their video and mute. So over to you, Eleanor.
Okay, I think everybody should introduce themselves now so we can get going. I'm Eleanor Elizabeth Forman, and I'm playing Liz Estrada. Jackie?
Oh, I'm Jacqueline Margolis, and I'm playing Kat.
Paul?
Sorry, I'm Paul Sugarman, and I'm playing Mike Pompousness.
Kitty?
I'm Kitty Chen. I'm reading Mistress's Ceremonies, which is not a role. It's just reading the stage directions.
Well, you'll also be doing some chorus work. Bill?
I am Bill Blechingberg. I'm playing Stevie Munchkin.
Rachel?
Hi, I'm Rachel Schefrin, and I'm playing Miranda.
Jennifer?
Jennifer Finger. I'm playing Lilly, intern, and female police officer.
JB Alexander?
Hi, I'm JB. I'm playing police officer number 2 and Hamid.
Is Ken here? Ken was here earlier. I don't know what has happened to him, but
I will check and see where he is. Also, I'd just like to say, Alan, the way we do these is that they are, we do it in gallery view. So whoever's on stage has their video on and their microphone on. And so when you're not on, you should stop your video. So unless you want to be in the whole video watching it, then if you could stop your video. And Ken seems to be back.
Ken is here. I was checking out the script. So
okay, introduce yourself.
I'm Kenneth Wayne. I'm doing the chorus of Men.
Okay.
Well, when I have lines, I'm going to have to go off and to find my place in the script. But I'm here.
On with the show. Mistress of Ceremonies, take it away.
Act 1. Interior of a Georgetown flat. Liz Estrada is pacing.
Page before that.
Oh, you want me to read? Oh, okay. In 411 BC, Greek playwright Aristophanes penned Liz Estrada. Liz Estrada tells the story of a group of courageous women who devise a unique strategy for ending the Peloponnesian War, which had been going on for 20 years at the time the play was first produced. Now, more than 2,400 years later, have things really changed, or can we still learn from this tale? Have uppity women in the era of Trump picked up any tricks from their ancient Greek sisters? Let us see. Act 1. Interior of a Georgetown flat. Liz Estrada is pacing. Kat enters.
Hey, Kat, at least you're out and about.
Oh, good morning, Liz. What a scowl. That feral growl look just isn't working for you.
I know, Kat, but I am just so pissed. Men think we're so clever and will stop at nothing to get what we want.
Well, truth be told, aren't we?
But when it comes to showing up this morning to plot and plan for the future of something really serious, these women lie in bed and don't show up.
Oh, they'll come. You know what it's like on a Sunday morning, rolling the old man out of bed, feeding the kids, getting everyone dressed. Everyone needs to be tended to before a woman can slip out.
But there's more important work to be done than those routine chores.
Oh, whatever. What's this big plan of yours? Why didn't you text us to meet here this morning? How much of a big deal can this be anyway?
Very big,
And devious?
very devious.
And how could they be late?
Well, I guess they didn't know how big and devious. My text wasn't all that explicit, but I just had to get everyone here because after tossing and turning for several sleepless nights, I finally figured it out.
Oh, knowing how you like your precious sleep, this must be something big if you tossed and turned for several nights.
So big that the very survival of the United States depends upon these women.
On these women. In that case, God help the United States.
It's time we women decide the affairs of state, or soon there will be no state to save.
Then we'll take the 1% down with us, by God.
No more Georgetown elites and upper crust restaurants.
No, no more, but not Marcel's. We have to spare Marcel's.
And as for Congress and the new administration, I can't bring myself to speak out loud of what fate should befall them. I can only think it. Yet if our fellow women meet here as I told them to, the Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Greens, and even the Libertarians, then we altogether can save this imperfect union.
Oh, what reasonable or glorious thing could we women ever do? We who sit around all fancied up in our designing jogging suits, or dressed to the nines in our Lord and Taylor power suits. Louis Vuitton clutch and Stuart Weitzman's come fuck me pubs.
These are the very things I'm counting on to save us. Spandex, perfume, Victoria's Secret lingerie, and see-through nighties.
But what use can we make of these things?
To make sure that no man in Congress ever sends another mother's precious son off to another stupid war.
Oh, then I'll perfume up and put on my tightest running outfit.
And make sure no senator filibusters legislation that will provide our men with honest living wage work.
Oh, I'm going to fish out the black thong and push-up bra.
And make sure no man in Congress lies about an opponent's position just to score political points with his rabid, uninformed, out of touch with reality base.
Oh, I can see a new pair of come fuck me pumps in my future.
So don't you think these women should be here by now?
Had they known the importance of this, they would have been here long ago.
But you see, like all good Georgentonians, they do everything too late. From Arlington, no woman is here either, nor from Silver Springs.
Oh, I'm sure the ladies from Arlington across the river by now, they're always straddling something at this time in the morning.
Not even the ones I expected first, those from Foggy Bottom. It's so close, and even they aren't here yet.
But one of them I know is on her way and already 3 sheets to the wind by now. Look, some other women are heading this way.
And over there, others are coming.
Miranda and other women enter.
Hi, Liz. Are we late? What's with the pow? Cat got your tongue?
I don't think much of you for coming to this business so late.
Well, I could hardly find my panties in the dark. If it's so urgent, well, tell us what it is. We're here.
Not yet. Let's wait a little.
Let's wait a little until the ladies from Arlington and Silver Springs come.
Good idea.
Lilly and others enter.
Wow, darling Lilly, my dearest foggy bottom friend. What a rosy complexion. How magnificent your figure is. Looks like you could strangle a bull.
I think I probably could. It's the Pilates and the kickboxing,
And really,
And
what a
really-
handsome rack.
courtesy of my ex-husband. He had a thing. Now all they get me is a once-over, like I'm a Guernsey off to the milking shed.
And this other young thing, wherever is she from?
Oh, she's from a prominent family. Slumming as an intern.
By God, she represents Capitol Hill well, having so trim a portfolio.
Oh, yes, by God, she does. I bet there's not a K-string position she hasn't been exposed to.
And who is this?
She's an honest woman from Chevy Chase.
Oh, honest, no doubt, as honesty goes in Chevy Chase.
Enough about us. Who called this meeting?
I did.
Then speak up. Just tell us what you want of us.
First, let's settle in. I have coffee, mimosas, and Chardonnay.
So now tell us why you called us here.
With pleasure.
Your text said this is most important business.
I'll explain. But before I do, I have one little question.
Ask away.
Are you sad because your husbands or boyfriends are away on another tour of duty in Afghanistan? Is your life difficult because your significant other has been downsized or outsourced and can't get a decent job? Are you frustrated that politicians are more interested in managing your vagina than in managing the affairs of state?
Well, after 3 tours in Iraq, my Jack is off to Afghanistan, posted as a guard for one of the Afghan generals to make sure the general doesn't desert.
My guy has given up even looking for work. He's suffering from PTSD, but is thinking of re-upping just because it's a job. And my ex had a lot of issues. Mainly, he left because he didn't feel like a man anymore after hearing politicians rail against the long-term unemployed as lazy, freeloading moochers.
Underwater on mortgages, worried about the Euro debt crisis, exhausted from taking that second job. No one can seem to get it up anymore, except my trusted eggplant dildo. Now tell me, if I've discovered a means to fix all this, will you be with me?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you even if it means hawking my nicest dress and giving up my precious wine.
I'm in too, even if it means taking a second job at the fish market.
To turn this mess around, I walked to Mount Vernon barefoot.
Then I'll tell you my plan. Women of America, if we intend to force the men to do all the things that need to be done to make things right, we must abstain.
What? Tell us.
But will you do it?
We will, though it may kill us.
We must refrain from having sex with our men. Why
What?
do you turn your backs on me? Where are you going? And you, why such a sad face? Why are you shaking your head? Why is the color drained from your face? Why all these tears? Will you do it, yes or no?
I will not. Never. Let the country rock.
Neither will I. Let the country rock.
So you, my pretty, take a second job at the fish market, lady. You out too?
Anything but that. Ask me to walk across a bed of rock coals if you want. But to rob us of the sweetest thing in all the world, my dear Liz, that is just too much.
And you?
Yes, I agree with the others. I too would sooner crawl across red hot embers.
Oh, we're a deprived sex. Poets have done well to cast our lives as tragic. We're good for nothing but love and lust. Cat, my dear friend, if you will join me, all might be okay. Help me. Stand by me. I beg you.
It's a hard thing for a woman to sleep alone without a strong man in her bed. But by the ghosts of Betty Friedan and Susan B. Anthony, the country must come first.
Oh, my dear friend, my best friend, you're the only one here who deserves to be called a woman.
But if, God forbid, we do refrain from sex, all of us, will that really fix the country sooner?
I'm absolutely positive. If we turn up our makeup and tease our hair, put on our black nighties, employ all our charms, we'll drive them mad and they'll go wild with wanting to jump in the sack. That will be when we refuse. And then they'll agree to whatever we want. I'm confident of that.
Yes. Just as Prince Edward abdicated the British crown after seeing Wallace Simpson with her niggers down.
But poor devil, suppose our men just up and leave us.
Then we'll need to stock up on batteries for our girl's second best friend.
Oh, it's not the same. And what if they just grab us and drag us into the bedroom?
Grab the door.
What if they beat us?
Then give it, but nastily, and do it badly. There's no pleasure for them when they do it by force. Besides, we all know 1,000 ways to torment them. Just keep up the tease and don't fear. They'll soon tire of the game because there's no real satisfaction for a man unless his woman is sharing in it.
Very well. If it must be so, we are with you.
Well, I have no doubt that we can persuade our husbands, boyfriends, and lovers. But what about Congress? How can we make them act like adults?
I'm confident we can persuade them as well.
That's impossible so long as they think they're in charge.
But I've seen to that already. The older women are taking care of that. While we've been here hatching our plan, they've snuck into the U.S. Treasury disguised as cleaning women, and now they occupy it.
There is commotion on a big screen TV that has been on mute. There are images of older women inside the foyer of the U.S. Treasury. The doors are barricaded. Outside are general overweight Capitol police officers in full riot gear.
Well done. That should help.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's bind our solidarity with a solemn oath.
Give us the oath and we'll swear to it.
With pleasure. Where's the officer? Place your revolver on the table and someone go get a flower to place in the barrel. We'll swear to that.
Oh, not that, Liz. Don't swear on a gun. Not if our oath has anything to do with peace.
Well then, what if we sacrifice a live chicken?
Oh, this is Georgetown. Where are we going to get a live chicken?
I have it. What if I get a large punch bowl and we fill it with estate bottled Oregon Pinot Noir? Can we swear to that?
That's an oath that pleases me more than I can say.
Oh, me too.
And I'll get the punch bowl. Miranda, can you help me bring out a case of wine?
Oh, what a noble big bowl. What a delight it will be to empty it.
Set the bowl on the ground. Now let's fill our glasses and form a sacred circle.
Oh, what a fine deep color.
What a delicious bouquet. I can't wait for the finish.
But first, if you don't mind, let us swear.
Then I'll be the first to swear.
No woman before the others. We're all in the serious business together. So ladies, raise your glass and repeat this solemn oath after me. No lover and no husband and no man on earth.
No lover, no
Lover.
husband, and
No man on earth
Shall have me, no matter what his strength or passion or how high his mast is raised.
shall have me, no
Shall
matter
have
what
me.
his strength,
What is-
passion, or how high his mast is raised. Shall have me, no matter what his strength or passion, or how high his mast is raised. Oh, Liz, my knees are buckling.
I will live in perfect chastity.
I will live in perfect chastity.
Tarred it up and dressed in my best black nightie.
Charted up and
dressed in my
my
nightie.
With the purpose of stirring my lover's most base and amorous longings.
With the
Purpose of
my
stirring my
lover's
lover's
face
most
amorous
longings.
But I will never willingly give in to him.
Oh, but I will
I will never
willingly
willingly give in to him.
And if he forces me against my will,
And he forces
If he forces me against my will,
I will be cold as ice and not offer one single response.
I will be cold as ice and not offer a single response.
I will not aid him in any way
I will not.
I will not aid him in any way.
or do any of those nasty things he so likes me to do.
Or do
Or
any.
do any of those nasty things he so likes me to do.
And if I keep my oath, there will be more wine, much more wine.
If I
And
keep,
if
If I keep my oath, there will be wine, much more wine.
But if I break my oath, let my wine glass be forever filled with DC tap water.
But if
If I break my oath, let my wine be forever filled by
DC tap water.
Do you all take the solemn oath?
Oh, we do.
We do. Yes, we do.
Yes, we
Then
do.
drain your glass and let's finish off the punch bowl.
There is sudden commotion on the big screen TV. Liz reaches for the remote and turns up the volume. Loud voices and screams can be heard.
It looks like the Capitol Police are about to mount an assault. This is a surreal scene. I'm afraid this could get really ugly and really fast.
The older women are brave, and I think they'll be safe. But we should save the rest of the wine for another day and hurry down to the treasury to stand with them.
Don't you think the police will stop us?
What if they arrest us and beat us with those nightsticks? They won't lay a hand on you as long as I'm with you.
I'm not worried. They're not man enough to stop us. The treasury doors and our special doors shall stay locked tight until they have satisfied all of our demands.
Curtain closes. Act 2. The scene shifts to the United States Treasury. Inside are several old women. Outside are several Capitol Police officers in full riot gear. A reporter is talking into a microphone. 2 police officers are carrying a large crate marked tear gas. Another police officer enters carrying a tear gas gun.
Go easy,
Go
dude.
easy.
Heavy. I don't want to throw my back out.
Never in my life did I think I'd be hauling canisters of tear gas to use on a bunch of old ladies. We have breaking news that the situation here at the Treasury is escalating. We have eyewitness reports that the Capitol Police are preparing to tear gas the elderly women who have occupied the Treasury. What's that? More breaking news. There is apparently a group of Georgetown women descending on Capitol Police.
Liz and the other women enter the stage. They start tossing water balloons at the police and the crate of tear gas. The women take up a position between the entrance to the Treasury and the police. One of the police officers grabs Lilly.
Let me be.
We see you.
Be wretched, fat old cops. Be afraid, because we've got chops. Honest men don't act this way. One step closer and we'll make you pay.
Look out, look out. There's hags inside.
Look out, look out. There's more behind.
Be afraid, for we are here.
Be afraid. We're the tip of the spear.
Lots of big talk. We can't take this crap and not do something. I think a nightstick to the side of the head would shut them up.
Get your water balloons ready in case they try to attack us.
Let's knock a few teeth out, then they won't talk so loud.
Well, here's your chance, big boy. Won't someone hit me? I'm standing here waiting, but be warned, come near me and I'll grab your balls like no other bitch has ever grabbed them before.
Shut up, because with one swing I can end your days right here and right now.
You lay even the tip of your finger on her.
And what? If I beat it with my bare fist, what'll you do?
We will gnaw off your face and piss down your vacant eye holes.
Where's Don Rickles when you need him? He'd put these shameless women in their place.
Pick up your water balloons.
And just what do you propose to do with those, bitch?
And you, Mr. Harbinger of Death, what's your plan for your smoke and fire? Are you planning to go all Buddhist monk on us and self-cremate?
No, I'm going to roast your friends.
And we're going to put your fire out.
You'll put our fire out? You?
There's nothing to it.
Why don't we just light them up like the 4th of July?
Because I'm preparing your nuptial bath.
Oh, you think you're gonna bathe me, you dirty slut?
Yes, a nuptial bath.
I've never heard such insolence.
I'm a free woman. I'll say what I want and bathe whom I choose.
Enough of this noise. I'll make you hold your tongue.
And a jury of your peers will do what?
Set her hair on fire. Let's Waco the rest of them.
Young women start pelting the police officers with water balloons.
Water everywhere.
Enough is enough.
Enough is
I've been
enough.
ordering you to help you bloom afresh.
Oh, now I'm freezing cold and I'm starting to wither.
You promised to torch us, to set us on fire. So warm yourself now
with your own
personal fire. The old women start to imitate a man masturbating.
You're trembling, just cold, or are you nervous?
The women all retreat back into the treasury and lock the door. Stevie, Munchkin, and 4 Secret Service agents enter the scene. Stevie.
This reminds me of the first weeks of Occupy Wall Street. The banging of tambourines, the constant railing against the man, the sex, the drugs, not to mention the bad food. Have you women no shame, no sense of propriety?
You have no idea how outrageous they can be. They've pelted us with water. Now we look like we're drenched in pee.
Well, by the flowing waters of the Potomac, what do you expect when we ourselves conspire with them in their waywardness and give them plenty of examples of perversity? Why shouldn't they start spouting up such wicked notions? We go to the jeweler's shop and say something like, my wife was line dancing when the post that got in the hole in the clasp to her bracelet broke. Could you drop by the house this evening and put the post in the hole for her while I'm out at my card game? And now we've come to this. What am I to do? I have to pay for the extra Humvees I've ordered for the president's personal SWAT team, and I'm locked out of the treasury. It's no use just standing here. Bring out the crowbars. We'll show these women their proper place. What are you waiting for? Where are you looking to see if the pub has opened? Come on now, you drive your crowbar in on that side of the door, and I'll drive mine on this side. Thrust, and we'll pry this open.
Liz unlocks the treasury door and comes out.
No need to pry at all. I'm coming out on my own. Why all the crowbars? It isn't locks and crowbars we need so much as brains.
Really? You dirty slut. Where is that officer? Arrest her and cuff her hands behind her back.
By the soul of Betty Friedan, just let him lift a hand at me, and police officer or not, you'll hear him howl.
You let her scare you? Grab her around the waist. You go help him and get her cuffed.
Kat and Miranda come out and join Liz.
By the will of Gloria Steinem, if you lay a hand on me, I'll be of a mind to trample the shit out of you.
Look, now there's another one. Cuff her first. She's spouting off so much crap.
By the courage of Susan B. Anthony, if you lay a hand on either of these fine ladies, you'll soon be pleading for an ice pack for your nutsack after I give you one swift kick.
What's happening here? Where's a sniper when I need one? I'll see that none of you get away with this.
By the stubbornness of Rosa Parks, you come near us, and I'll pluck out every one of the few hairs you have left on your head, one by one, and you'll weep for each one.
What a clusterfuck. We must never let ourselves be bested by women. All together now, in the name of Arnold Schwarzenegger, let's form a phalanx and march against them in formation and with stiff resolve.
One step closer and you'll find out we've 4 companies of fighting women inside, equipped for battle.
Charge! Attack their flank and cuff them!
Oh, allies, comrades, women, sally forth and fight. Oh, vegetable vendors, oh, grocery clerks, oh, hotel cleaners and bank tellers all. Pelt them, rail against them, and abuse them with every curse word you know.
A group of the old women spill out the door carrying baskets of fruit and vegetables. They start throwing the produce at Stevie and the other men. The men, except for Stevie, are routed and run away.
Oh, back into the treasury, we'll forego the spoils.
Oh, what change in fortunes my men have suffered.
What did you expect? Did you think you came up against a tea party of schoolgirls? Perhaps you didn't know that women can be resolute.
I know they can. When they head to the bar on ladies' night.
A chorus of men and a chorus of women enter the stage.
Secretary Munchkin, you are wasting your breath.
By the reason, and they'll only roar louder. Turn your back and you get a cold shower.
Soaked by a woman who's merely a waif.
My undershirt and undershorts are starting to chafe.
Threatening to beat us down will bring a beat down on you.
Believe us.
We would rather sit securely.
We prefer to sit demurely.
Like docile bees inside their hive.
More than happy to be alive.
So long as our honey isn't robbed.
Rousing us to a swarming mob.
How
shall we tame these shrews?
The situation we cannot tolerate.
These women we must interrogate.
We must find the reason behind this occurrence.
We must determine the cause of this disturbance.
Yes, indeed, to want to know just one thing first. They are engaging in treason. I insist on knowing the reason.
To protect all the money in the treasury from you. You'll have nothing to fight for without it.
You think it is money we fight for?
All our troubles are about money. When those in power can't cook up a war, they cook up an emergency at home, all draining the treasury. Well, from now on, let them cook up all of the conflicts they want, but they'll never again fund their folly by robbing the treasury. You can continue to elect them and give them license to spend your money, but from now on, the purse strings to the treasury will be in our hands.
And just what will you do with all the money?
Now that you've asked, we'll manage the treasury to make sure the public's money is spent wisely.
You'll manage the treasury? You? You're not from Goldman Sachs.
And why does our managing the treasury strike you as so funny? We manage our households, we manage our household money.
It's not the same thing.
Why not?
Because we have to pay for our wars. There are expenses to pay for our defenses.
To begin with, you needn't be waging war.
To feel safe, we need defenses and things like big fences.
You'll be safe, you'll be secure. You needn't be frightened. We'll protect you.
You're not serious.
Like it or not, you shall be saved.
Pray tell me, when did it become the province of women to discuss matters of war and peace?
I'll gladly explain.
Well, make it quick, as I'm growing tired of all this talk.
Just pay attention and keep your hands to yourself if you can. Women in times of war have stood by patiently, putting up with whatever you men decide to do. You men never tolerate even a peep from us if we try to mention the unstatesmanlikeness of your actions and tell you in the softest of terms how much they upset us. We knew while we sat at home that you were out bungling diplomacy. If we'd ask, even with a shy, pretty smile, how are things going in the peace talks, my dearest? You'd answer gruffly, what's it to you? This is man's business. Now shut up and get me a beer. And I, of course, would shut up.
Well, you were doing the right thing, shutting up.
No matter how reckless your plans, no matter how spectacularly your policies failed, you would not tolerate even the slightest suggestion from a woman. And as we sat quietly, we saw all of the fine young men vanish from the streets of Georgetown. Out of desperation, women have now come together with the common cause of saving the United States from itself. So if you'll just sit quietly and listen to us, we'll enlighten you.
Enlighten me? I've never heard such poppycock.
Shut up.
I'm to shut up and listen to you? I don't listen to hijab-wearing bitches.
All the women form a semicircle behind Stevie, separating him from the chorus of men. Liz takes the scarf off of Kat's head and wraps it around Stevie's head.
We'll fix that. Do accept this gift from us. Cover your head to show your modesty. And now, not a word more, sir.
Huh. That's how it is.
Kat,
What page are you on? I lost it.
37.
37. 27 or 37?
37, bottom.
I'm sorry, it disappeared on me. We're 36, 37. And please accept this little basket full of yarn as well. Here's some Xanax for you to suck on as you're off to market after knitting yet another scarf, as all hijab women do. From now on, women will see to war.
Come close. Reduce the distance.
It's time for resolute resistance.
We'll never weary of the dance.
As our sisters do advance.
We will follow wherever they lead.
For they are daring, yes, indeed.
They have boldness in their hearts. They are charming. They have smarts.
in the spirit of sweet, sweet love, like the spirit of Aphrodite, breathing down our breasts and thighs, an attraction both melting and mighty, raising passion in our men's eyes, raising more than idle passion, will be known as the makers of peace and high fashion.
Based on what?
Well, first of all, we'll outlaw open carry.
Yes, by Aphrodite, it's awful. The spell of a stroll through Whole Foods is broken when some brute strut to law around all puffed up and packing heat.
It's just exercising their manly rights.
Ah, well, they just look silly. Grown men carrying 9mm Glock while handing the cashier a coupon for the bag of Cheetos he's buying.
I saw an obese biker with an AR-47 slung over his shoulder drive his Harley through the middle of the Saturday market, scaring everyone to death. He stops, dismounts, takes a used Starbucks cup from his saddlebag, saunters over to one of the vendors, and fills his paper cup with kombucha.
But how can you protect us from all the countries that wish to do harm to America?
It's easy.
Oh, please, do tell.
Liz takes back the basket and hands the ball of yarn to Kat.
If our yarn gets tangled, we take it thus. Or haven't you ever bothered to watch? And we work it from one side and then the other, and we keep doing it until we work the tangles out between us. And that's exactly what we do to undo a war. We exchange ambassadors, whether you like it or not, from one side to the other. Then we make the ambassadors change sides and argue the other side's positions. We continue the process until all of the tangles have been worked out.
Do you really think that the way you work to untangle a ball of yarn will work on the momentous affairs we men have to deal with? You fools!
If you statesmen had a clue, you'd approach international affairs the way we handle tangled yarn, and the world would be a better, safer place.
Go on.
You start by making sure your yarn is of the highest quality. To do that, you make your yarn by cleaning the wool, cleaning out all of the burrs and twigs. In your case, you clean out the government, shaking loose all of the plotters and schemers who hold key offices. Then you comb out the wool and put the fine wool in one basket and the wool that's full of burrs and twigs in another basket. In your case, you put the people of good disposition, be they citizens, residents, aliens, friends, allies, or absolute strangers, into the Commonwealth and mix them together with no fear of tangles. You put the troublemakers aside where they can no longer plot and cause problems for others. Then you take the strands of fine wool and spin them into a fine thread. And then you gather the fine threads and weave them into a fine yarn. In your case, you spin together people of good intent from all corners of the country. As you draw the fine yarn and the citizens together into a ball that does not tangle, you have the material to sew together a sturdy coat that provides warmth and protection.
You want to treat the state like dirty wool that needs to be cleaned and combed? How asinine. And what about war?
You idiot. This has everything to do with war. When it comes to war, we enjoy none of the honor and double the suffering. First of all, we bear the suffering of birthing the sons you then send to war.
Not again with the childbirth guilt trip.
Then, when we're in the prime of our lives and should be enjoying ourselves and exploiting our sexuality, you send all the men off to battle in faraway lands. We end up sleeping alone.
Soldiers grow old too. Don't forget that.
Those
that come back, and even if they come home old and gray, they still find a young woman in a New York minute. But for a woman, the window of opportunity opens and then closes quickly. No matter how dull you are, you know it is true.
At least the old man can still get it up.
Why have you not been struck by lightning? If you'll just drop dead, we'll provide the coffin. Here's a crown of garlic for your journey to the afterlife.
Accept this can of sardines for me.
Accept our toast for a happy journey.
Do you want something else? Will you catch a bus or delay? Will you run or will you stay? Will you wait for our dead lovers' return and watch our hate like hot coals burn?
What monstrous bitches to treat me like this? You vipers coil and hiss. I'm off to the highest court. I'll offer myself as evidence. I'm sure this mess will be cut short.
Stevie runs off the stage.
Are you accusing us of not providing a proper wake? Are there no lessons from us you're willing to take? We'll meet again in just a few days. Between now and then, you'll see the power of our ways.
No man can rest if he hopes to remain free. We must prepare and stand ready for this eventuality.
Larger things are in play, and it's hard to tell.
The game's afoot and things don't bode well.
Are these women our enemy?
Should we be afraid?
They've locked up the treasury.
How will we get paid?
Treason and treachery, trying to lecture the state?
Suggesting we reconcile with the enemies we hate.
Our leaders and motives, they feel free to liberate.
But not on my watch will they ever dictate. I must admit my rage is raw. I'd like to punch that old hag in the jaw.
Even your own mother will not know you if you do.
You look like hamburger when we're through.
We'll beat your head and pummel your midsection.
And when we're through, only in memory will you have an erection.
Are we not to give the state good advice?
Will you not hear us or even think twice?
Handle affairs of state, you think you can?
You doubt me because I'm not a man?
Your administration fails on every score.
All you do is get us into another and another and another war.
Liz steps outside as the men hurry off stage.
Come back inside. Now is the time to execute our plan.
I want to go home. I left a glass of excellent Merlot on the counter, and I'm sure the fruit flies will have drunk it off. I can't cover it soon.
Back inside.
But I'll be right back. I just want to cover my wine and maybe stretch out for a short nap.
We're not doing any stretching out, remember?
Merlot. Shall I let it be ruined?
Small price for the cause.
Oh, silly me. I just remembered that I left laundry in the dryer. It will wrinkle if I don't fold it soon.
You two wanting to leave over a few wrinkles?
I'll come right back.
You'll stay where you are.
Oh, Mother of God, I think my water is about to break. I need to get home and get my feet up.
What's this raving?
I'm about to go into labor.
You weren't pregnant yesterday.
Well, I'm pregnant today, and I need to go home and wait for my water birthing midwife.
What is this heart thing you have here?
It is my child. It's going to be a boy.
What BS? You're hiding something under there. And just what's this for?
It's just in case I go into labor before I can get home. You know, like the doves do, in a pot.
What a lame excuse. You're way too obvious. Sit here while I pass around your bouncing baby birthing bowl.
I can't sleep here. I'm sure there's mice.
The wind is howling and rattling the windows. I'm sure I'll not be able to sleep with the constant chatter.
Don't start acting crazy. Stop with the lame excuses. I know you miss your husbands and lovers. Don't you think they miss us as well? Isn't that the point? The nights are just as hard for them as they are for us. But we're women and we can bear hardship longer than the stronger sex. We must hold firm. And in the end, if we stick together, we'll win. My horoscope says so.
Oh,
Tell us what your
What your
horoscope
horoscope
says.
says.
Just as the swallows that gather at Capistrano have safety in numbers from the hawk, when the miseries end, that which is over will be under.
will we now lie on top, I wonder?
But if the swallows begin to squabble, peck each other, and take to flight, then the people will forsake them and call their gathering a blight.
Oh, the horoscope is right.
So let's not bitch about the hardships we might endure. Let's pledge to suffer together as one for the next week. Let's fulfill the prophecy of the horoscope.
The curtain closes. Act 3. The scene shifts to the front of the U.S. Capitol building. There is a chorus of ancient Greek men on one side of the stage and ancient Greek women on the other side of the stage. Liz enters from the door to the Capitol building.
Let us tell you a story we heard as a child.
There once was a fellow named Jay.
Who refused to get married and then ran away.
He lived in the woods getting by as he could.
His loneliness was great and it filled him with hate.
Since women had spurned him, he found them quite nasty.
Thus leading to his self-imposed chastity.
So don't be nasty and give us a kiss right here, my dears.
One step closer, and it won't take chopping onions to bring you to tears. Now,
let us tell you a story in answer to Jay's.
There once was a man from Nantucket, and when he saw a woman, he thought, well, let's fuck it.
But once he saw women as more than an object, he realized his attitude had made him a reject. He stopped only looking and started to listen. He started to see how their intellect listened. This man saw the right path, which he chose to follow, and his life became suddenly far less hollow.
Oh, women, come here and quickly.
What is it? Tell me, why all the fuss?
I see a man approaching. He seems shaken and crazed, and apparently inspired by Aphrodite's power.
Whatever can he be?
Does anyone know him?
I do. That's that's a secretary, my husband, Mikie.
Then it's your duty now to roast him on the spit, tease him, and make love to him without really making love. Offer him everything, give him nothing.
I'll do it. When he comes to being a tease, I'm a pro.
I'll stay here and tee him up for you. Now disappear and wait for my cue.
Mikie staggers onto the stage, pushing a baby stroller. He clearly has a huge erection.
Oh, how unfortunate am I. I've got the shakes like the DTs, and I'm stretched like I'm on the rack.
Who's there? Who managed to get by our guards? A man?
A man for sure.
Then clear out. You're not welcome here.
And just who are you?
I'm the lookout for today.
Then for God's sake, call Miranda to come out for me.
Oh, Miranda out? Why? And just who are you?
Her husband, the Secretary of State.
Well, hello, dear young man. Your name is not unknown here. In fact, you're a man of some fame. Your wife constantly calls your name. She can't pick up an apple or an orange without saying, Mikie would enjoy this so.
How like her.
And if our idle chatter turns to husbands, your wife interrupts and says the rest are nothing compared to Mikie.
Well, go call her.
Will you give me something if I do?
Indeed, I will. Whatever I have, whatever you want.
Wait here. I'll go call her.
Well, hurry up. Since she departed, there is no joy at home. I get so depressed. Even when I eat, I can't taste anything. I'm just so stiff.
I love him. How I love him. But he doesn't want my love. So what's the use of going to him?
Oh, my sweet Miranda, why act like that? Come down here.
Come down? I certainly will not.
Oh, won't you come down when I'm calling you?
Not when you call me without needing anything.
Oh, not needing anything. I'm desperately in need.
I'm going back now.
No, don't go. Will you at least listen to your baby? Call your mommy. Come on now, call your mommy. What's wrong with you? Don't you have any pity for your child who for 6 days now hasn't been bathed or changed?
Oh, I have pity, but it's his father who takes no care of him.
Oh, come down for the child.
Ugh, to be a mother. I'll come down, but just for the child.
Oh, she seems to look much younger, even though everything's sideways and her anger's like fire. All it does is fill me with desire.
Come, let me kiss you. Mwah. Little sweet little thing, such a horrid father. Mommy loves you.
Why are you so mean listening to those other women? I know you're suffering too. Come give Mikie a big sloppy kiss.
Get your hands off me.
But you belong at home. My things, your things, everything's going to pieces.
And I should care?
Little do you care if your violets are dry and dying.
Little do I care.
Her bed's been cold for such a long time. Won't you come home with me?
Not unless you negotiate a truce and end the war.
Well, if that's what it takes, I declare a truce.
If you declare such, I will come home again. But not now. I've sworn to stay with the other women.
All right. But for now, will you at least lie down with me once more?
No, not yet. I'm not saying I don't love you.
You love me? Then why not lie down with me, Miranda, dear?
Don't be ridiculous. Not in front of the baby.
Oh, of course not.
Mikie rushes off the stage, pushing the stroller. He speaks off stage.
Marty, be a pal. Take the kid home. If there's no one there, can you just sit with him?
Mikie rushes back on stage.
There now. You see, there's no baby in our way. Won't you lie down now?
But where, you scoundrel? Just where is one to do it?
Well, behind the planter works for me.
Well, and how am I supposed to come home all prim and proper?
Well, there's the fountain over there.
Wait here. Let me go get a mat.
Oh, the ground will do.
It may work for you, but it isn't going to work for me. Now, lie yourself down, and I'll take my clothes off. Oh, silly me! I forgot a blanket.
Oh, no, wait! I don't need one.
Oh, that gorgeous body of yours deserves a blanket. I'll be right back.
Well, first, let me kiss you.
Oh, very well.
Oh, hurry back. Oh, please, hurry back.
Now lie down while I get undressed. Oh, silly girl, I forgot a pillow.
You don't need a pillow.
Oh, that beautiful head of yours needs a pillow, as does mine.
Oh, my throbbing.
Ready, dear? I think we have everything we need.
Yes, you have everything. Now come here, my sweet. Our little friend here is certainly ready.
Do you want a breath mint?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, by God, yes, you definitely need a breath mint. Oh, what a ditz I am. I grabbed cinnamon, and I know you like fresh mint. I'll be right back.
And then that's okay. Maybe I don't much care for cinnamon, but maybe it will remind us of our honeymoon when you first made the same mistake.
Here, these should do.
I have a better idea now. Stop teasing me and come to bed.
I'm coming. Now, dear Mikie, you will vote for peace.
I'll think about it.
Miranda runs off stage.
I'm dying here. She's killing me. She's gone and left me in torment. Oh, she let us both down. I must have someone to love. We must have someone to love. Oh, poor little guy. I want to give you what you want. What am I to do? Oh.
Poor miserable wretch. Cock-blocked in your love-making readiness.
While you stand there stiff and rigid.
She talks and talks, but then turns frigid.
I can't stand this much longer.
She's your undoing, that brazen hussy.
For love of God, I need some pussy.
Mikie runs off the stage as Hamid enters, clearly with an erection.
Where can I find President or Secretary of State? I come with message from Afghanistan.
Stevie enters the stage. Stevie clearly has an erection. Stevie.
Are you a man or the tip of a spear?
It's more that simple. I am from Afghanistan and I am here to talk about making peace.
Make peace? You're clearly hiding something under your robes.
It's really nothing.
Then why do you turn away? What is holding your robe out like that? Did the journey get you up?
Not the journey.
I see. Well, how are things in Afghanistan these days?
Everything is turned upside down. Our men are half crazed with lust, and our women just treat us like dust.
What is the reason for this?
Afghan women, hearing the news of the Women's March, have denied all access to our beds.
Whatever do you do?
We walk around all doubled, all moaning and groaning. The bitches have sworn that we cannot so much as touch them until we have laid down our weapons and reached a peace agreement.
So I see now. This is a worldwide conspiracy. Go and tell your elders to send back representatives with all the authority they need to make peace. I will urge our senators to name Mikie as our representative with all the authority he needs.
Stevie and Hamid exit the stage in opposite directions.
No wild beast, no flame of fire
is stronger when they cease than the women we desire.
Yet you feel compelled to make war on us. You'll be better off if in us you trust.
Never will I get over my hatred of women.
Then never will you have a vessel to come in.
You are right. In our haste, we were quite impertinent.
You're right. In your haste, you talk like jerks.
In the past, that was one of our perks.
In the future, it's patience you'll summon, and now, how about a little kiss?
No, not now, not just a little kiss.
Just one. Whether you like it or not.
Or not.
Oh, you horrid women, how you tease us.
You know we can't live with you and we can't live without you.
Come on, let's agree to not see each other as enemies. Let's seal the deal and sing a joyous song.
We do not desire to speak ill of men.
We just want peace and prosperity.
We just want to be heard above the din.
For in our voices comes such clarity.
Taliban and American soldiers enter. All have erections.
No need for much talk. You can see the state we're in.
Us too, no hiding your yang or our yin.
Does anyone know where Liz Estrada is? We've been told she alone will show us some compassion. Unless we make peace soon, we will all need to march to the Mustang Ranch.
We've already thought of that. Our brothers in Nevada tell us that even there, the women have gone on strike. So let's get on with it.
We have come to make peace.
We are ready for peace as well. You and I can talk of peace, but we must bring in Liz Estrada, for she represents the women of the world.
Yes, you are right. We must include Liz Estrada as we bargain.
No need to call her. She has heard our voices and she is coming.
Hail, boldest and bravest of womankind. The time has come for you to show yourself as both uncompromising and conciliatory. To be bold, yet humble. To use all your skill and artfulness to make a peace. We have all agreed to entrust you with ending our quarrels.
That will be an easy task. First, you all need to stop trying to show who has the biggest military dick. If you do, you shall know peace.
A burqa-clad woman enters the stage wearing a sash with the word peace on it.
Goddess of peace, take Hamid's hand and lead him as you should.
A scantily clad cat enters the stage wearing a sash with the word prosperity on it.
Goddess of prosperity, take Mikey's hand and bring him to me. To all of you powerful women, take your men's hands and bring them to me. To all of you, I am but a woman, but I have good common sense and discriminating judgment, which I have further developed by listening to the wise teachings of my parents and by furthering my education. My scorn for your handling of government, international relations, and the treatment of women applies equally to both sides. You celebrate before the god of testosterone. You kill in our guild, and you squander our treasure. That is my first point.
This comeuppance is killing me.
Now, Hamid, it is to you I speak. Have you forgotten your history before all the wars? Back to the early days of the Silk Road, when you traded with everyone from Asia to the Middle East? Back to when Amanullah Khan brought your country into the 20th century, and for a moment, women were treated as equals? Have you forgotten all of the times your women tended to your wounds and nursed you back to health? Yet after this loving service, you subjugate your women, treat them like second-class citizens, forbid them from schooling, and continue to make senseless war.
They do wrong, very wrong.
Yes, we do wrong by our women, we do. And yes, what lovely thighs they have, we should let them show them off.
And now to you, Mr. Secretary. Have you no memory when you were fresh out of law school and struggling to get by? How can you take young men in that same situation who can no longer get jobs in this rigged economy and send them off to fight your wars? And now to both of you. Do you not remember standing shoulder to shoulder, Mujahideen and American Marine, fighting the Russians? Didn't you side by side rid Afghanistan of that scourge? Can't you remember being brothers in arms before becoming brothers at each other's throats?
Has there ever been a woman with more gracious dignity?
Or a woman with a finer body?
Enough of all the flattery. Now tell me, how can you bear to be at war? What is stopping you from ending this hateful strife?
We are ready. If they will just give us our city.
What city, my dear sir?
Like Kabul.
Kabul? In the name of all our fallen boys, never Kabul.
Find something you can agree on. Now, agree.
But where can we stir up trouble if not Kabul?
Ask for another place in exchange.
How about the Helmand province, Kandahar and Kunduz?
Surely not Kandahar and Kunduz.
Don't make it too difficult. Pick two, no more, no less.
Helmand and Kandahar.
Well, I'm ready to get back to mining rare earth minerals. Stick to Helmand and Kandahar, and we've got a deal.
Deal. I'm ready to start plowing my land again, if you know what I mean.
And that's just what you shall do once the peace treaty has been signed. Now, go and make sure all of your allies are on board.
What allies? Don't you know we are all on the same side now?
Let's hear it for the Taliban, our new brothers in Our Lady's arms.
Well said. Now off to the showers and clean yourselves up before heading back to the Vets Club. There you'll find the ladies have emptied their pantries and fixed a fine meal. After you've filled your bellies and exchanged oaths of peace and pledges to share the prosperity, each man will go home with his wife or lover.
Come along now, men, as quick can be. You heard the prize.
You are the man. Show us the way.
All is now for the best, hand in hand, husband and wife, hand in hand, maid and lover. It's time to party and then we'll rest.
We are and will be equals.
With their guidance, we will prosper.
We are and will be peaceful.
Our rule will be just and proper.
You are and shall be our equal.
Our best will do to be peaceful.
Your soft hand of love so adept.
Your guidance we now accept.
From now on, we'll all act as equals.
Our wars will have no sequels.
From now on, we'll deal with respect.
Peace and prosperity,
Prosperity,
rightly
expect. The end.
Peace.
I want to know why I wasn't able to get the picture.
Well, first, before we do that, let's just thank you, everybody. Very good job. I know there were some things, and it's challenging when you're dealing with something that has all of this sort of chorus things to do it without any rehearsal. And so I thank you. I thank our audience for staying and watching this. If anybody has any questions they'd like to ask the author, if you're in the audience, if you can raise your hand, I can allow you to speak. And also if our author is still here, Alan, well done. Let's author. So.
Thank you, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. We had fun doing it, and it's still. I mean, yeah, it was a fun play to do. Thank you.
Thank you. I loved it. I wish I'd gotten my background up. Great play. It just won't come up. I don't know why I'm struggling with it.
And I thank you. I wish my finger worked better to get myself on stage sooner.
right. Everybody's got something.
Press me on.
Do any of the attendees have any questions? Raise your hand.
If you want to. Okay. Diane is allowed to talk. Also, I can promote you to panelists if you wish, but Diane, do you have something to say? Do you want to be promoted to panelist?
I want to say congratulations, Alan. Well done. I'm Diane Williams, and I enjoyed it.
And thank you.
And thanks to all the cast. You were really amazing considering the constraints of your situation. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the performance and I enjoyed the play.
Thank you.
We also have other people. Greg, I've allowed to talk, and Charlie, who's also raised his hand. And also, if any of the cast has anything you want to say about it. It is sort of interesting having the whole sort of stealing of the taking the treasury on the day when our Congress is sort of like it's the end of the fiscal year and we have to allocate more money for things, and Congress isn't managing to do that. So
not to mention that
surprising how little has changed in
Afghanistan.
100 years.
Greg Huffstutter even though he's allowed to talk, has put in the chat, actors, how did it feel to read this given current events?
Yeah, well, that's a good one because there are, I mean, you wrote this, and I think also I just want to mention that this is a book that's available from Barnes & Noble, and that's part of why we're on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and you can go to Alan's page to order the book if you wish. And I just in thinking about current event, I mean, because it's funny because the way it was first pitched to me is like that this is contemporary, and it's like, well, even though it's like set in the Trump administration, which wasn't that long ago, there's so many things that have changed, and especially, I mean, it did sort of throw me for a loop somewhat initially, but I mean, because a lot of these things, and it just goes to show that you're dealing with very live sort of issues, like who would have thought, like, oh, an attack on the Capitol, like that's going to happen, and that's happened, and then Afghanistan, and it's like, yeah, we don't have anything left there now, and which is largely due to Mike Pompeo's deal that sort of let all the Taliban out and like just don't kill Americans and we'll get out of here. So there we are. So how did you feel about how Alan, in terms of how the events have sort of were from what happens in the play?
Well, I think if you look at it one way, the depressing part is that my original motivation for doing an adaptation started a long time ago when I can't even remember the circumstances that I was mad at Republicans for trying to take away women's rights, deny women's rights. And so I started writing the adaptation, kind of got halfway through and went off doing other things. And then when Mitch McConnell was so disrespectful to Elizabeth Warren, telling her, basically to shut up and sit down, I then proceeded to finish the play. But just in the course of, several years, unfortunately, not that much has changed. So, they got to the end of their 20-year war. We've gotten to the end of our 20-year war. So that part's good. And the more that women are able to kind of seize this moment and exert more power, the happier I'll be, because they've got good sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's also one of the things that's very challenging about this is in terms of the idea of what's happening to women in Afghanistan now, now that the Taliban is back, and hopefully that, that there can be some sort of change, because now it's just there. I mean, that is what I feel like worst about in terms of our country leaving there, is just the sort of promise we made to the women there, and that just again, the government is
maybe with the internet and the advancement that women were able to make just in the last few years, maybe somebody over there will do a Afghan version of Liz Estrada, and the women of Afghanistan will take a clue and put the men in their place.
Yes, we definitely hope so. So
every man has mother, wife, sister, daughter, cousin.
They need to remember that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So is there anything else anybody wants to say? We still have the live stream going, and I just, if anybody's got any sort of thoughts before I end that. Okay, I think we'll just end it at this point. And then also, I just do want to stress again, Alan, what is your just want to give us your website so that people can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think Charlie had his hand up for a while. I don't know if
Oh, Charlie, is there something you want to say? All right. Well, he'd had his hand up, and
okay.
Anyway, my website is alanhuffstutter.com. It's all one word. You can.
You need to spell it out, though.
Okay, it is ALLENHUFFSTUTTER.com. And if you go there, you'll actually, you can see Liz Estrada book. It's under other work. And the main focus of the website is my financial thriller called Key Man. So anybody who likes thrillers,